Welcome back to our channel, wonderful General Hospital fans. When Lucy walked into that grand old mansion as the largest shareholder of Deception, I actually gasped out loud in my living room. Tracy's reaction was pure gold, her face twisted with a fury I have not seen since the old days when she was battling anyone who dared touch the family fortune. It was as if the very walls of the estate shook with her outrage. How could Brooke Lynn have done this? Selling out a piece of the family legacy for some hazy promise of help down at the police department? I have watched Brooke Lynn grow up on screen, and while I understand her desperation in the moment, this decision feels like one that will haunt her for a long time. What strikes me most is how Lucy has transformed from the charming, slightly scatterbrained businesswoman we have known into this force of calculated ambition. She is making sweeping personnel changes already, putting Maxie and Sasha on notice as if she needs to clear the deck to prove her dominance. I have always had a soft spot for Lucy's energy. She brings sparkle to the screen, but this side of her feels different, more ruthless. It makes me wonder if the years of ups and downs in her personal life have finally hardened her into someone who sees every relationship as a transaction. As a devoted viewer who has cheered for her through countless schemes and heartbreaks, I find myself torn. Part of me admires her boldness, but another part worries she is crossing a line that could alienate the very people who made Deception what it is today. Tracy, of course, is not one to sit idle. She has sworn to fight this with every legal weapon in her considerable arsenal, and I believe her. That woman has survived more corporate battles and family betrayals than most characters on any soap, and her determination to invalidate this contract is going to create the kind of internal war that General Hospital does best. I can already picture the tense boardroom scenes, the whispered alliances, and the explosive confrontations ahead. The beauty of this storyline is how it pits two strong-willed women against each other, each convinced she is protecting what matters most. For Tracy, it is the Quartermaine name and legacy. For Lucy, it appears to be control, and perhaps something deeper that we have yet to fully understand. Brooke Lynn's realization that she may have invited the wolf right through the front door is heartbreaking and so very relatable. She thought Lucy would shield her from the legal troubles swirling around her, but it is becoming painfully clear that Lucy's interest lies in swallowing the company whole. I have been in Brooke Lynn's corner through her music career struggles and family complications, and watching her face this betrayal stings. It reminds me of how often we see characters make deals in the heat of the moment, only to regret them when the full picture emerges. This is classic soap storytelling, layer upon layer of consequence that keeps us guessing. Will Brooke Lynn find a way to undo her mistake before it destroys her standing in the family? Or will she have to choose sides in a battle she helped start? Those are the questions keeping me up at night, and I suspect many of you feel the same. What adds even more heat to this powder keg is the hint of Lucy's new ally, someone who seems to be feeding her ambition and perhaps stoking the fire against Tracy. This development feels fresh and dangerous, proving that Tracy is facing one of her most formidable obsessions in recent memory. I have seen Tracy locked in feuds before, but this one carries a different weight because it touches the heart of Deception, a company that has brought so much drama and glamour to Port Charles. The way the writers are weaving these threads together makes me believe we are heading towards some truly unforgettable episodes. Will this new ally be someone from Lucy's past, or perhaps a surprising new face with their own agenda? The possibilities are thrilling, and I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. As someone who has followed these characters through births, deaths, marriages, and corporate takeovers, I appreciate how this storyline honors the history while pushing it forward. Deception has always been more than just a business on the show. It represents dreams, reinvention, and sometimes fierce competition. Lucy's aggressive moves threaten to change its soul, and that tension is delicious. I find myself rooting for moments of reconciliation, even as I enjoy the conflict. Maybe Maxie and Sasha will band together in clever ways to protect their roles. Perhaps Brooke Lynn will find unexpected support from within the Quartermaine ranks. These are the kinds of twists that make General Hospital feel alive and relevant after all these years. One thing I have always loved about the show is how personal vendettas bleed into professional ones. Tracy's rage is not just about shares and contracts. It is about family pride and the fear of losing control over something that should belong to the next generation. Lucy, on the other hand, seems driven by a need to prove herself once and for all. Their clash is bound to spill over into other storylines, affecting relationships across Port Charles. I have been imagining dinner table scenes at the mansion where old wounds reopen and new alliances form. It is the kind of rich, character-driven drama that keeps longtime viewers like me emotionally invested. Let me share a personal thought here. Sometimes I wonder if Lucy's current path is a reflection of her own insecurities. She has rebuilt herself many times, but taking on the Quartermaines, this boldly suggests she is playing for keeps. Is it possible that her new ally is someone who understands that vulnerability and is using it? Or could it be a genuine partnership that strengthens her? These questions make the story so compelling. I trust the writers to deliver satisfying answers, but not before putting us through several weeks of delicious uncertainty. Watching Brooke Lynn grapple with her choices has me reflecting on how the younger generation on the show is being tested. They are inheriting complicated legacies, and mistakes like this one feel authentic to real life. It is comforting to see the show tackle these themes with the same passion it has always had. Tracy's determination to fight legally also highlights how the legal battles in Port Charles are often as dramatic as the romantic ones. I have seen enough courtroom scenes over the years to know that nothing is ever straightforward, and this case will likely reveal secrets that shake multiple families. The excitement building around this deception war is palpable. Every new episode feels like it carries the potential to shift the balance of power completely. Will Lucy's changes stick, or will Tracy's counterattacks force her to retreat? How deeply will Brooke Lynn's regret affect her future? And what role will this mysterious new ally play in tipping the scales? These are the threads that keep me tuning in faithfully, week after week. As fans who have grown older alongside these characters, we understand that life in soap opera is full of unexpected turns, but the bonds we form with the show endure. I truly believe this storyline is hitting its stride at just the right time. It reminds us why General Hospital remains a beloved part of so many lives. The writers are giving us strong women making bold moves, consequences that matter, and the promise of more fireworks ahead. Lucy's entrance into the Quartermaine world has opened a new chapter filled with ambition, betrayal, and the kind of family drama we crave. I am here for every moment of it, and I hope you are too. The heat is on, and the best is yet to come. Just when I thought Tracy would unleash her legendary fury and tear apart that contract, it seems the tables have turned completely. Tracy now finds herself forced to hand over control of deception to Lucy, with her hands tied and no immediate legal recourse in sight. I never imagined seeing Tracy Quartermaine in such a position of reluctant surrender, at least not without one of her signature explosive counterattacks. It feels like a major shift, proving once again how the writers love to upend our expectations and remind us that even the most formidable characters can face moments of powerlessness. What makes this development even more intriguing is the uneasy alliance forming between Lucy and Brooke Lynn. Instead of the betrayal Brooke Lynn feared, the two appear to be working hand in hand now, and their latest scheme involves framing Willow for causing that terrible accident involving Jordan. I have watched Willow's journey from her early days with such warmth, seeing her grow into a compassionate soul amid all the chaos of Port Charles. The idea that she is being targeted this way feels shocking and deeply personal. Brooke Lynn, whom I have rooted for through her own mistakes, seems to be doubling down on her choices, perhaps believing this collaboration with Lucy will protect her. But I worry she is digging herself deeper into trouble. Lucy's influence here feels calculated, as if she is using this partnership to solidify her new dominance while advancing some hidden agenda. This storyline truly highlights one of Lucy's new obsessions taking center stage. Her drive to control deception is no longer just about business. It has become something more intense, almost all-consuming. By pulling Brooke Lynn into this plot against Willow and tying it to Jordan's accident, Lucy is showing a side that blends ambition with something darker and more personal. I have always appreciated Lucy's flair and resilience, but this level of scheming makes me pause. Is she truly protecting the company? Or is she settling old scores while expanding her empire? As a longtime viewer who has seen countless obsessions play out on screen, this one feels fresh and dangerous because it drags innocent parties like Willow into the crossfire. The framing of Willow raises so many compelling questions. How will Jordan react when the truth begins to surface, as it always does in Port Charles? Will Willow's loved ones rally around her and uncover the deception before real damage is done? And what about Brooklyn's conscience? Will she eventually regret involving herself in something so hurtful? These threads are building incredible suspense, and I find myself eagerly anticipating the fallout. The accident involving Jordan already carries emotional weight, given her role in the community and her connections across the canvas. Linking it to this corporate war elevates the stakes beautifully. Tracy's inability to stop the handover adds such rich layers to the family drama. I can picture her pacing the Quartermaine mansion, plotting quietly, while outwardly maintaining that steel resolve we all admire. She may not be able to reverse the deal right now, but I refuse to believe she is truly defeated. Her fighting spirit has carried her through worse, and I suspect she is already laying groundwork for a comeback that will shake deception to its core. Watching strong women like Tracy, Lucy, and even Brooklyn navigate these power struggles reminds me why I have stayed loyal to the show for so long. It mirrors real life. In its complexity, alliances shift, ambitions clash, and no victory comes without cost. Personally, I feel a mix of excitement and concern. The collaboration between Lucy and Brooklyn brings fresh energy, but framing Willow risks alienating fans who cherish her kindness. Still, soaps thrive on moral gray areas, and this plot allows for powerful performances and heartfelt confrontations ahead. Will the truth about the accident explode during a public event, or will it simmer until it destroys relationships behind closed doors? The heat is undeniable, and these new obsessions are making the story feel urgent and alive.